Hello everybody and welcome back to another 2024 election prediction. Today I'm going to be doing another subscriber suggestion video, this time a video between Rand Paul and Kamala Harris. Rand Paul, a prominent Republican in the news. Recently, he did run 2016 as well, just because, he's been especially levying attacks against Dr. Fauci, giving him a lot of plaudits in the Republican sphere, and if Trump decides not to run, Rand Paul definitely would have an opportunity to have the possibility of becoming the nominee and Harris being VP for the Democrats. Definitely a very interesting scenario. So anyway, before I begin this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're getting pretty close to 500 subscribers overall. So if you have not subscribed already, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Because once we get there, I can start to make community posts and really, post polls for you guys to answer on different candidates and stuff like that, which in my mind would be pretty interesting. So Rand Paul, Harris, two pretty polarizing figures. Harris is a bit more unpopular than Rand Paul overall. She's one of the most unpopular politicians in the country at the moment. She is more of a national figure, so you have to keep that in mind. But, that's just how it is. And I do make all of my predictions based off of the current state of the country. So at the moment, I have most Republicans winning their elections, general elections, simply because Democrats are not doing particularly well in the polls. So anyway, Rand Paul will get the usual 125 electoral votes. My bad, did not mean to include Iowa, that are safe for Republicans. So there you go, 125 electoral votes. Let's get into our likely Kamala Harris races. There's not going to be many. The only likely Kamala Harris race will be the state of Colorado. That will give her 10 electoral votes. She'll win there by about 9 to 10 points. Likely Rand Paul states. This will include Iowa, Ohio, Maine 2nd Congressional District. And that is going to be it for likely Rand Paul states. He doesn't really have much of an improvement in the black community or Hispanic community. Some other Republican like Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, or even somebody like Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz would be able to do better in the Hispanic community. However, Paul really doesn't have that persona or charisma to really get a lot of those voters that he needs, which is why Texas would continue to narrow up in this election. Anyway, lean Harris states, these would include the state of New Mexico as well as the state of Virginia would lean for Kamala Harris. In the Northeast, she'd be able to win Maine at large and New Hampshire by lean margins, and she would be able to win the state of Minnesota by a lean margin, 2 to 3 points. She would be able to carry by a lean margin. Rand Paul, in contrast, would be able to win Texas and Florida by lean margins. He'd also be able to win North Carolina by lean margins, as well as Wisconsin by a lean margin. He would be able to win those states pretty handily against Kamala Harris. She's very unpopular, especially in the Rust Belt and in the South, Florida, Texas. She really doesn't have a national popularity. It's just really due to the polarization of the country, which is why she even gets into the lower to mid 200s in the electoral count. And especially against somebody like Rand Paul, she would do better. Tilt Harris, she'd be able to tilt Nebraska second in her favor. Rand Paul would be able to tilt Michigan and Pennsylvania in his favor. That means he'd win the election. Harris would be able to tilt Georgia in her favor, and Paul would be able to tilt Nevada and Arizona in his favor. So 296 to 242, a pretty close election, similar to the Bush versus Kerry election in 2004. Rand Paul edges it out, going on to become the 47th president of the United States, a very unlikely person you would think to become the president. However, in this scenario, Rand Paul does go on to become the 47th president. Anyway, with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, and comment below what you think of my prediction. With that, have a great day.